fans. I'm a rambling
Cool.
wreck. He's from Georgia Tech, and neither one of us are engineers. But it's time for Up with the White and Gold. Told you I had a new phrase, and it's completely accurate.
I
I'm
mean, it
Jeremy.
worked.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
Jeremy the
yeah.
Impact York, joined by the co-host John, not Jonathan. I'm not sure why he's going by that today. John, GATechJon Watts. How are you today?
Yeah, well, that's Google for you. That's to use my full official name, but yeah, we're doing pretty good. We've got you know, football season starting up for college. We've already got high school going. High school around here is 2 weeks in already. Um,
Yeah.
it's third week for local, so it's been pretty good. It's wife and kids, and you know how that goes. I guess.
Wife and cats. Yes,
I
I
mean,
know
you're getting
all
one.
about it. There's one at each foot right now. So in case you see me weirdly shift, that's what it
Well,
is.
mine. Okay, not some random stuff going on there. Your videos like this.
Right. Yeah, not like last night's Georgia show here from Impact Media. But for people new to the show, last year we were audio only. We decided that, we're more than just pretty faces, but we still want to show our pretty faces. So we're going to go video this year. We're going to have some guests throughout the year. I'll be honest, we know who some of those are. And I'll be honest, we don't know who some of those are. Maybe it's the people listening to us right now. We'll have more on that as the season progresses. But let's start right there with kind of our preview of Georgia Tech coming into this year. We know Brent Key was officially named the head coach. He started to move some of the coaching staff around. He started to move some of his guys in. He has still not replied back to my offer to buy him lunch at the varsity. So if you know Brent Key and you want to let him know that, it's a serious offer. It really is. John can tell you it's a serious offer. If Coach Key wants to take me up on that, but new coaching staff, they brought in some transfers. I was surprised at the amount of transfers and the talent that they got from some of those transfers. And we'll get into those with depth chart. But for the most part, I've even told UGA fans, I was like, you can't pencil in that year end win on your schedule because we don't know really what this Georgia Tech team is going to look like until week one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Frankie, so his first full year head coach. He did really well finishing off the season last year. The players really revolve around him. He understands, being there for all those years. He understands the players understand him. So I think it'll be pretty well. I agree with you on the transfer. I mean, the way years in the past have been, it's definitely a little surprising. Last year we had 5 wins. The 3 previous seasons we only had 3 each. So and with that school a little north of us, recruiting's not always easy. You get you've got UTA, you've got Georgia State in the same city. You've got Georgia Southern down in South Georgia. So kind of a lot of competition around people do recruiting. So to get some of the players that got around the country. Should be an interesting year to, going forward.
Yeah, I think so. And we're not just glossing over just trying to flounder around and say what everybody else always says. But no, it's really there's been a little bit of turnover with the different things as we said. And at the current moment, outside of when we go over the depth chart here in a second, we honestly do not know what Coach Key is going to do scheme wise. We have an idea, but we're really not going to know until we see him line up. What is it, this Friday?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he even said himself that we got the quarterback for week one. We don't know going forward after that. He's been quoted that we're expecting to do, a running back scheme by committee. So you can see any of five running backs that we have, 4 running backs, and we got one who was a wide receiver and turned into a running back. So, depending on what plays and using their skill set, they see all 5 in one game. It just depends on what he wants to do and what's he seeing for each game.
Exactly. And Normally we'd get into big stories for the off season, but really the biggest story was what we just said, that Coach Key is now officially the head coach, and he brought in his new people. And other than that, unlike other teams, Georgia Tech really keeps their nose clean and didn't really do anything that crazy this offseason.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've in years past, we definitely have had some years where it wasn't so clean. You get past those kind of years, and um, like I said, there's not a whole lot of big news. But outside, like I said, the transfers, the coach, new athletic director. Yeah, not a whole lot outside of that. But really, I mean, that was mid season last year. We made the changes. So nothing too big in the office.
Exactly. So, without further ado, we'll just jump right into the meat and potatoes of this show, so to say, or the chili dog with onion rings, I guess is what we'll call it at that point. When we talk about
Yeah,
the
varsity.
exactly. I mean, I don't. We should be sponsored by the varsity. If the varsity is listening, we should be sponsored by them. But we got to talk about the elephant in the room when we talk about the depth chart. It is the competition we were all keyed in on, for lack of a better term. Um, is it going to be Gavin Stewart Jr. or is it going to be Aiden Burr as the kicker for this team? And I think Gavin Stewart won this.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. It's I mean, he's been, a really good kicker for us, and so I definitely think Gavin still will kind of lead the way. I mean, Aiden is there as a redshirt freshman, but I definitely think Gavin will play this year. He'll stay another year and get another year out of him too as well.
And that was just to see if Georgia Tech fans were awake. We know you guys want to talk about the quarterback. I just like to throw in the special teams because nobody talks about the special teams except for their mothers and me, apparently. But when we get into the quarterback, we thought it could be Zach Gibson. We thought it could be Zach Pyron. And then they brought in this Haynes King guy as a transfer. And in the end, as you said, at least for week one, looks like Haynes King, the transfer and the redshirt sophomore, at 6'3", 204. By the way, they're all about that size, which is crazy. But it looks like Haynes King is going to be the starter. What do you know about Haynes King?
Yeah, and like I said, it was definitely a battle between the three of them. We even got a fourth one, just in case with Brody Rhodes, the red short, sorry, red shirt sophomore. But yeah, definitely Haynes King transferring that out of Texas A&M. Again, like we talked about, getting someone out of Texas A&M was a good thing. We've seen that last year. We've seen what they could kind of do, but um, Ricky thinks Haynes would be a good fit and good to go against Louisville and Mercedes Benz Friday. So
Yeah, it's
definitely
it's
good, but like we said, no week one, so
mhm.
we see what happens. So maybe he solidifies his spot and we'll continue with him. Maybe we got to use someone else, but we still have again. I like talking about eligibility. He's got 3 years eligibility, so should be good. Hope we'll do pretty well with him.
Yeah, hopefully so. And like you said, the fourth string guy, because the list in front of me only shows the top three, so that's why I didn't necessarily mention the fourth guy. But if he's wearing red shorts around campus, that could be why he didn't win the starting job. Just saying.
Yeah, you're at the wrong school for that.
Yeah, yeah, maybe he's from Texas A&M because they have a red color too. But you mentioned five running backs. I'm just going to talk about the top three. Dante Smith, the redshirt senior, the junior Trey Cooley, and you got Jamie Felix, I believe, the sophomore. That's the three at least listed here. Um, I agree that pretty much they all bring something different to the table, but it seems like it seems like at any point you can see any one of them, and all five of them can take it all the way down the field.
Definitely looking at like I said, you got Smith as a redshirt senior. I think we're going to be looking at Trey, Dewey transfer, and the one you did mention, freshman Evidence. And like I said, we have a wide receiver who's moving over, so we use him as a wide receiver or running back. But yeah, I'm some of his play. Trey's got the experience coming in freshman, clearly freshman. So yeah, definitely we got by running by committee, so we'll be able to use each of them for their different skill sets and the different plays and what we're seeing on defense. So definitely be able to run some things there.
And then I'm not going to go through all, I don't know, 160 wide receivers they have on this roster, but you got DJ Moore, the redshirt freshman. You got Dominic Blaylock. There we go. Malik Rutherford. We'll get into tight ends in a minute. Chase Lane. There's Avery Boyd Jr. There's a lot of really good talent in here. Looks like they're going to run at least a 3-wide set. So that kind of tells you that they're wanting to not only be mobile and establish the run, but they're going to let Haynes King or either of the Zacks just fling the ball this year.
Yeah, looking at the chart. I mean, we got 13 wide receivers, and 4 transfers coming in. And a lot of them, but we got, like you said, Dominic Blaylock, Chase Lane. We've got junior Christian Leary. What's it on? But looks like we're stacked up receivers. So looking forward to see. I mean, Haynes can do. Like to do a little bit of instead of the wide receiver, but maybe we'll change it up a little bit this year with some new wide receivers. So maybe we'll see a little more in the year.
Maybe so. And in past years, the tight end hadn't really played a big role at Georgia Tech all that much outside of blocking. So I honestly don't know much about Brett Seether, Dylan Leonard, or Luke Benson, but they are all basically basketball players that are built like brick houses. So, I look forward to seeing what they end up, how they end up playing in this system.
Yeah, and Dylan's been around a while. He's a senior. The other 2 are transfers in, but also seniors. So they do have. I mean, Brad's a redshirt. Wow, redshirt senior. Apologize for that.
They really should call it a gold
shirt or a yellow
shirt.
Right, let's throw a flag on this play. But yeah, it looks like we're looking at Brett on the road to be the help some of that blocking on some of those running plays and blocking on those pass plays as well. So they'll be looking forward to seeing what they can do in this offense.
And the offensive line, I think they're returning practically everybody. They've got some freshmen that are pushing some of the starters, but I kind of like last year, as the season went on, I didn't really have that many questions about the offensive line. They were kind of holding their own.
Yeah, we got several people returning. Again, we got some more of those transfers. We got a transfer sophomore guard, but we're also 2 left tackles. Returning another left guard. Both returning. We've got 2 right guard and a redshirt freshman. Right tackle, both returning. We got junior Jordan Williams at right tackle, but we brought in a freshman. Looks like we're gonna go with him. So yeah, definitely. I mean, we got some good experience there, and some returning and some new guys to come in. So definitely the O line. I definitely want to look at that pass protect because, like I said, it looks like we're doing a lot of wide receivers, so we want to make sure we can protect that quarterback.
Yeah, definitely so. And my screen froze. There it is. All right. We swap over to the defense. obviously we know the defense needed some help. I think they had a lot of talent last year. I just think they were in the wrong positions. I think once Key took over, he started to try to find the right homes for each player and based off their skill set. But there's a lot of players they brought in as well. Some that graduated, some that they fresh faces they brought in. Who really sticks out on the defensive line for you? Is there anybody that really sticks out?
Well, like I said, we've got a lot of um, looks like he's going a lot of the transfers. And he's really want to look in. We got some returners in different areas, like your nose tackle. We've got returners in the safety and some of those areas, but they'll be looking at a lot of these transfers coming in. We've got Aitanoza Ruben, senior transfer at defensive tackle. You've got the one Ashton Heflin. I mean, he's a freshman coming in, along with a transfer senior to help him out there. So I think there's definitely a good set of guys coming in um, that have a little bit of playing time, and they'll see a good bit more playing time now. But definitely good depth there on defense. So I mean, no one really sticks out. I mean, but I think overall, I think we're looking pretty good with those people coming in.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, they needed some help. Their top defensive players last year, I think, were trying to overplay to make up for the lack of continuity and things like that. I think that is why his name escapes me now. But the top player continually got basically kicked out of games all the time. I think he was trying to play too hard and just got too caught up in everything.
Yeah. Yep.
But is he in the NFL now?
He might be NFL or he's at least no longer. I think he graduated, so
Hmm.
he's definitely not having to worry about him either getting knocked out of a game or knocked out. Period. Um, so yeah, so it's really good now. I mean, a lot of transfers coming in on defense, so a lot
Yeah.
of a lot of change ups here.
Plus, I like that there's this new position, or at least the way they're calling this, the money linebacker position. Because if you're a
Yeah,
linebacker, that it's fun to be called the money linebacker. And you look at is it a? I'm not even gonna try to say his name. Tatum Jr. We're gonna go with that. Braylon Oliver and Paul Moala. I think that money linebacker spot is not just because it has the coolest name on the field. I think that's going to be a position to watch just because it's a spot that used to be occupied by the household names that Tech fans did know in the last 3 or 4 years. Now that all these fresh faces, I think that money linebacker spot's the one to watch.
yeah, I definitely agree. Those two transfers coming in, Paul and Braylon. Definitely looks like we're pushing there for those two guys to really do well at that spot. Um, Tatum, who is a junior, he's not like a junior in his last name, but he is a junior, like third year player. Um, so it should be good. Kind of seeing he's been there, so he knows the system and be able to kind of lead them there. But it definitely looks like we're looking at these two transfers coming in as redshirt seniors to really run at that spot.
And since I'm going to get killed in the comments for this, I'm going to say Trinilius is what I'm going to go with, or Trinillus. I'm going to say Trinillus. I'm going to go with Trinillus. For people at
I
home
was
that
looking at Cornelius. Cornelius.
could be Trinilius. Yes, it could be. I'm not sure what sound that Y is making. And uh, Mr. T Tatum Jr., if you would like to correct me and come on this show, we absolutely would love you to do so. But we talked a little bit about uh, the defense. It's going to have a lot of new faces and a lot of people that didn't get a lot of playing time last year are going to get playing time this year, and that should be a fun thing for Georgia Tech fans because if using the names that you did know they won 5 games, imagine all this talent they brought in. You should be able to win more than that.
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of talent both on offense and defense. Special teams, we still using these guys who've done really well with us. Like we talked about Gavin Stewart for kickoff
Mm-hmm.
and who's going to kick. So we have David Shanahan looking as well, and then kind of punt returner Malik Rutherford returning as a redshirt sophomore to do those punt return and kickoff returns.
You can't forget the long snapper Henry Freer. Nobody ever
Oh,
talks
yeah.
about the long snapper either, except for his mother and me. So Henry Freer, you just got a shout out. It may be the only shout out you hear this year, which is a good thing, because if you hear a long snapper's name, either A, like I said, his mom has a microphone, or B, he did something really atrocious in a game. So Henry, you will get mentioned in positive amounts on this show, and there's your shout out.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's because you're known around these parts, like Carrollton with Mr. Josh Harris in the NFL from Carrollton High School. Well, you get your name kind of shouted out there. But
we're going to try to stay positive
that,
on this show about Carrollton players, because on the UGA show last night, it was kind of 50-50 on the way we spoke about a former Trojan, and we're probably going to get killed locally for that.
Yeah, we might want to leave that off the show. Some people in my household go after you for that one.
I was the positive one. It is documented. I was the one who was talking very nicely about CC there. So I will CC the former Trojan. Yeah, I was the one that and on all honesty, all that my co-host last night said was that as good as he is, he could lose his starting job this year because of the talent behind him. That's all he said.
Yeah, I mean, look at the school we're talking about here. That's look at a lot of recruiting. So yeah, I could see that. We always kind of look at foreign players from around here that gone on to the NFL and done well, in college and different things like that. But yeah, I can understand that.
Right. And real quickly, in the last few minutes we have here on the show, they got the game this Friday. It's a home game for them, technically, even though they're playing Louisville and they're not playing at home. They're playing about, a mile and a half up the road at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the home of Atlanta United, that do fantastic things in that stadium. I think somebody else plays there too, but I can't remember who.
Yeah, somebody, I don't know.
But that's the ESPN. You get an ESPN kickoff game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking at the schedule for this year, and I was a little surprised for the first time, and I don't know how long, that we don't have a Thursday night game late in the season, but we got this Friday night kickoff for the Aflac kickoff at Mercedes-Benz. So it'll be interesting to. I might have to go back and forth between watching Tech and watching Carrollton because they both play at the same time. Oh, Tech plays 30 minutes earlier, but Carrollton's also going to be on TV. I think on GPTV at 8 o'clock. So should be an interesting night for around here.
Once again, I'll reiterate, we are very Carrollton friendly here. And shout out to the Carrollton Trojans. Want you guys to do well this year. I want all the teams locally to do well. When you play each other, just end in a tie or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't do ties. You know that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm trying to be equally nice. There's like 8 or 9 local high school teams in the general area where we are right now, and I want to be nice to all of them. And I'm not even including the ones from the county we grew up in.
Yeah, I know. And there's a school closer to me than the one I root for. So
yes, there is.
So yeah, definitely. Should be good Friday. We'll looking forward to the game, and then moving on once that game's going, and looking at the rest of the season as well.
Well, quickly in the last few minutes we have here, looking at the schedule, is there 1 or 2 games that you really get excited for? Just 1 or 2 games that you automatically circled? Maybe not. Maybe just because you're a Tech fan, or maybe you think it's a chance that you guys might get a win.
Well, there's definitely. I'm not going to use that word that everyone says, but we open up against Louisville, and then the following Saturday, we have a home game against South Carolina State. Now, I don't ever want to say that word that people use, because there's been years where we thought we'd be the team that we should have, and we didn't. So I'll never use that word.
Banana bread. That's the word you're trying to use. Banana bread.
Yeah. That's it. But yeah, there's some different ones on here that different. Like South Carolina State and Bowling Green that we don't normally teams we don't normally see. We got Ole Miss on the 16th of September down in Oxford. Um, so I mean, there's different ones. I mean, here and there. College, Virginia has been kind of hit and miss in the last couple of years. Not the Virginia I was used to. Um, but interesting also, I mean, I know normally things are scheduled. There are a lot of teams that we're not playing Virginia Tech this year, which is how we normally the ones that we usually play Virginia Tech. We don't play FSU, but that's just the way the ACC kind of lines up. That we play them every other year, I think. And then there are definitely some teams later in the season that are definitely gonna. I mean, already look like gonna be hard. We 2 out of the 3 last 3 games are against top 10 teams. One, being Georgia at the very end, and then we have Clemson 2 weeks before that,
Mm-hmm.
and Clemson being at Clemson, and then we have Georgia at home. I do like, after going up to Clemson, we finished the season with 2 home games against Syracuse and Georgia. But it's definitely kind of a balanced season. We have Mercedes-Benz, and then we're home, and we have 2 away games, and then home
Well, let's
away games.
let's leave everybody with this quick answer. How many wins this team get this year?
I'm gonna go 6.
I think 7, potentially 8 is probably the ceiling, but I'm going to go 7. I don't know. I just skew that way. I think it's 7,
Yeah,
but we are
I would like 7, but here
yeah.
we go.
But we are out of time, everybody. This has been the season premiere of Up with the White and Gold. We will be back each and every week to talk all things Georgia Tech. We will have guests on here. I promise you we will. I don't remember if we did last year or not. We'll get into that later. But he is Jonathan, Georgia Tech, or GATechJon Watts. I am Jeremy, the Impact York. We will put up all the ways you can follow us. Please do. And lastly, go Tech.
Up with the white and gold.